This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
Here we go. The Adelaide 36 is taking on the Illawarra Hawks now. It is high time that the Illawarra Hawks turn their season around, and these are the sort of games that they need to win. And I've got no doubt that Brian Goorjian is drilling that into this team's head. So I expect them to get it done over the Adelaide 36ers, but I reckon it's going to be a close game because Daniel Johnson, Mitch McCarron, they've just played themselves into a little bit of form. And Daniel Johnson, if he's on, is almost impossible to stop in this league. So I'm going to take the Hawks, but I'm also going to take the Adelaide 36ers in the line here. I don't reckon this pushes out past 5.5. I reckon this is going to be a nice 2-point game-winning ball game. I'm also going to take the unders here. As I usually do on this one, I think defence is going to be the way that the Illawarra Hawks win this game. Enjoy and gamble responsibly.
I'm never off my grind. I'm always on time. I'm ahead of the game. I'm first place. I'm in my prime. Hard work that pays off. I pay dues. I'm paid off. Cross me, get crossed off. I'm so fresh. I'm so raw. Go hard like A-Day. It's game time like game day. I ball hard and clutch play. It's game time like game day.
Well, after a 4-1 start to the season, the Illawarra Hawks have lost 6 of their last 10 games to drop out of the top 4. Tonight, they face an equally desperate Adelaide 36ers team looking to keep their slim playoff hopes alive as we welcome you to the Wynn Entertainment Centre for the continuation of round 13 of the Hungry Jacks NBL. Hi everyone, I'm John Casey. Great to have your company. I'm with the 2010 MVP, Corey Williams, and the league's #1 analyst, Liam Santamaria. Plenty on the line in this one.
Sure is, Case. I'm excited for this big game for both teams, especially the Illawarra Hawks at home in front of their home fans. Shock loss to Tassie last week, and Brian Goorjian said, we're in the dog days. On the outside of the top 4, looking in, having only won, as you say, 4 of their last 10 games. There you see, 8-7 overall, just 5-5 on their home court. So need to come out and make a statement in this one. And if they win, the positive is they'll jump back into the top 4 for the time being.
Adelaide in form, having won 2 of their last 3, but we take a look at Illawarra's starting 5 and the DoorDash starting 5. Get 30% off your first 3 orders. Use the code word 3-pointer. Duop Reith, he's played well against Adelaide in the past.
Well, he has, and he played well last week. He was the shining light in that loss to Tasmania, and he's actually been playing well the last 3 games, averaging nearly 20 a game at nearly 60% from the field, and he's mixing it up a little bit more, picking and rolling, getting to the hoop. We know he can pick and pop and knock it in from outside, and there you see the numbers in that game against Tassie. 25 points, 9 boards, 3 blocks, especially down the stretch. He was the shining light for the Hawks.
Indeed he was, Liam. He needed to lift, he needed to play bigger, be consistent, and in this game he showed exactly that. Like you said, he was a shining light, but I'm telling you right now, there's this one player on their team who needs to play like he played last season, Tyler Harvey. He needs to come with it. We need to see first-team All-NBL action tonight from him. His last 3 games, he's averaging 10 points a game. You can't play this type of way, winning 4 out of your last 10 games. You got to step up, and it starts with him. So hopefully he'll get to the basket more, stop relying on the J, because the J, it's not happening right now. Get yourself going, get to the rack, get to the free throw line. Hopefully he's listening to me, and somebody's relaying this message to him. Let's see if we can get to the rack.
Well, Sunday Ditch will be all over him for Adelaide tonight. We take a look at their starting 5 as well. And this team, well, they are rolling after that win against Cairns. And, of course, have beaten Melbourne and Perth, who were on top of the ladder when they did that.
Well, I'm not sure about rolling, Case. We'll see if they can get this one. Maybe they'll be rolling. But it was a good win. And they're always in with a fight if Daniel Johnson's playing well. And he's playing better the last 3 games. 12-12 against Melbourne. 15-14 against Brisbane, and he had 18-9 in that win over the Taipans. Got to get him involved early and often. And the other guy for me is Mitch McCarron. I'm not sure whether maybe you heard the Jerome Randall rumours, but geez, didn't he come strong in last week's game? 14 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, and 6 steals. That's much more like it from Moneymaker Mitch.
Yeah, he definitely made some money last game. But let me tell you something, man. That man right there on screen needs to step up. 6 and 2 ain't getting it done. All right? I know somebody that plays this position that they might be talking to. All right? My man Hop in here. Hop ain't gonna put numbers up like this. Hop is a closer.
Okay. He's averaging 10 and 5. He's one of only 3 Adelaide players to play every game this season. He's hit more threes than any other Adelaide player.
And look, it wasn't that long ago. He had that 17-point game against Melbourne United. It's there. He, his team, his coaching staff, everyone needs to try and tap into it.
Consistency is everything, man, to success. Consistency.
Hawks
need to bring it every game.
Hawks have beaten Adelaide twice already this season. They've never swept them since 1990 as we get underway from the Wynn Entertainment Centre. And the Illawarra Hawks, in black working to the left of your screen, have controlled the tip. And the fans will try and get involved as well early. And a quick foul going to be called on Justinian Jessup on the offensive end.
He's been a little quiet. Justinian Jessup, single digits in 3 of his last 4 games. And they're just a little over physical on the opening possession.
So a chance for Adelaide as Bairstow played with the Hawks last season. Ditch. They get it to Johnson, who fires off the mark. Bairstow, the offensive rebound. Works into the paint. Goes with a non-preferred left hand. Didn't get enough on it, but it comes back to McCarron. Look away. Pass for Withers. He's off the mark. And Adelaide miss an opportunity there. First 3 shots all empty. Chance for Harvey. Cleveland, down low, they work it now. Sam Frolin, fresh off signing new 3-year deal with the Hawks, working against Johnson, knocks it down, chance of a 3-point play.
It's just a beautiful offensive set. Get the ball to the big and let him put pressure on DJ. DJ has been playing great basketball the last 3 games. You got to put pressure on him on the defensive end, and Sam Frolin, fresh off of signing a 3-year deal.
Tormented Adelaide when these teams met in round 8 as well. 18, 8 and 5 he had. They couldn't contain him.
Or his brother. Huge game from Harry Frolin that night. 27 points, 8 of 10 from 3. And that's a nice start from the younger bro tonight.
Bairstow hands over with his dad Johnson. Down low, Bairstow fires baseline, couldn't finish it. They missed their first 4 shots. Remembering the slow start that they had last week as well before getting across the line against the Cairns. Euro stepping his way inside. Cleveland came up empty. And ball knocked down out of court last touch by McCarron.
I like Antonius Cleveland attacking in transition. They need him to be aggressive, put heat on the rim, get to the free throw line.
Great last game. He came up big, 20 points, 5 rebounds.
3 hands over. Harvey from deep, very deep. Hawks have scored the first 6.
Well, that'll feel good for Tyler Harvey. Just 3 for 17 from 3 over his last 3 games. But we know he can stroke it. Knocks down an early one.
Bairstow takes it from McCarron. Now Withers firing the long ball. Oh, it wouldn't work for him. Comes back to Bairstow. Muscles his way in close. Talked out of it. Good deep from Frolin. So 2 minutes played. Adelaide yet to score. Harvey off the mark. McCarron did well just to work that to advantage of a teammate. But none of 6 from the field. None of 3 from deep. Adelaide. The pressure's building. Need a high percentage play as Johnson rolls down low. Got good position, takes them on, couldn't finish it. Bairstow does and opens Adelaide scoring.
He's beasting him on the offensive glass. Cam Bairstow. Only results, that's the first bucket to come from it, but 3 offensive boards already for the Bear.
He's been so impressive in his first half.
Gobreed down low, good extension. Comes up with a finish for his first score in the game.
Cam Bairstow's been impressive the first half of this season playing with Adelaide. Gerard Reed getting to the basket.
Well, arguably the most improved player in the competition, Bairstow.
Yeah.
Relishing extra minutes as well with Isaac Humphries out with that long-term knee injury. He's really stepped up to be Adelaide's best player. Shot clock to single numbers here. Harvey under pressure from Withers. Lost the handle. Reed gathered. Now Reed down low. Under pressure. Got it off quickly with the shot clock about to expire and came up empty. Here's Sunday Ditch, who knocked down 6 triples against the Hawks last time in town. Johnson pass inside for Withers. Ball knocked down out of court.
You have a whistle?
Good idea by DJ. Good hands by Harvey. See his ability to put the ball in the deck and finish.
1, 2.
Sunday Ditch from deep once more comes up with the goods.
He's coming off a pretty good game himself. Sunday Ditch, 13 points, 5 assists. He's got the defensive job on Tyler Harvey. Steps up and knocks down the open 3.
Baseline Cleveland against McCarron. Couldn't find a way pass. Has to defer outside. Duabrief knocks down another triple. The Hawks 2 of 3 from deep. Adelaide 1 of 5 from long range.
That's why he's so tough. He can hit the 3 contested. He can put the ball in the deck and create. Has the ability to score on the post.
Cleveland exploring. Goes on with it. Can't finish it. Withers kept it alive momentarily, but Duabrief with a clean-up too has got 7 points in the game and that's scoring Adelaide by himself.
You got to love his energy. I love his getting after the boards. He's cleaning the defensive glass. There he is all over the offensive glass and mixing it up inside and out.
Withers comes up with his first points in the game.
He's good. He's too good of a shooter to leave wide open. I know he doubled, but there was no weak side rotation. It makes the defense pay.
37% from deep this season with us, and 60% from the field. But he's got his critics. Jessup held it down onto his foot. Busted play here, 4 on the shot clock. Cleveland wheeling and dealing, short on the front of the rim, and Sunday Ditch scoops up the loose ball.
And as you can see, the scout on Cleveland is soft closeout, make him shoot. He did a really good job containing him, make him take a tough mid-range shot.
Jessup did well, talked McCarron out of it. Here's Cleveland, hard to the rack. Well done, Bairstow. Stood his ground. And a chance now for Daniel Johnson at the other end. Reith rejected the shot, knocked it back down onto DJ and out of court. What a defensive play!
He's bringing it all to start this game to Reith. Antonius Cleveland been a bit of a tough start for him. 0 for 4 from the field, but Reith defensively sends that away. Off Adelaide, it's Illawarra ball, and you've got to love his energy. Offensively, defensively, he's playing hard to begin this game and has his team in front.
Both teams making multiple substitutions here. 4.5 out from quarter time. Tom Mays and Reith combined. Guarded by Soto. Harvey working in Sunday Ditch. Double team. Reith being busy. Inside Johnson. Opened up for him. Helps himself to 2 more. He's got 9 of Illawarra's 15.
And the way he's come out is, guess what? We're not losing today. Give me the ball. I'm going to make sure I set the tone early. We are not losing today.
He's not settling either. Pick and pop. Punishes the hard closeout. Puts it on the deck. That's a couple of times he's put it on the floor and dribbled past the Adelaide bigs. Really nice start for Reith. 9 points, 3 boards, a block, and his team's up 7.
Which way is Reith going? Which way is Reith going? Okay, slide your feet, stay in front. Cleveland's a driver, stay in front. When the shot goes up, I said the effort. I haven't got the effort yet. We got great looks, but it's a defensive end. We're giving them second chance points. Stop. Do the little things. Lock in. Out of here, wind rough. Whoever's got it, Sunday, Macca here, Dusty here, go to the corner. Big, swing the ball, he runs the rub cut, get it to the corner. If you can't turn the corner, throw it here, throw it back to Macca, play in the middle of the floor. Work the defense, get back on D-trans.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, real air of frustration there from head coach CJ Bruton. He's talking about the energy. That man is out hustling them, no doubt about it, and so are most of the Hawks. There you see the numbers. Really strong start to the ball game from the big fellow. We highlighted him off the top. He's been in good form, and you're right, he's their marquee man, Corey, and he's come into this one in an aggressive mindset.
Came to Adelaide in round 1 and gave them 18 and 9 and really set up that win by 10 points. Beat Adelaide in round 8 at home by 11. 100, their highest score of the season, the Hawks. So they've had a good run against Adelaide. In fact, Adelaide hasn't won in Illawarra since 2019. McCarron comes up with a finish for his first score in the game. So inside the last 4 minutes of the opening quarter, the Hawks have led exclusively since scoring the first 6 of the game. And enjoy a 5-point edge here as the shot clock rolls to single numbers. And Harvey finds Harry Frolling. Jessup guarded by Hanners, who lost his man. Jessup went down on the shot. No whistle provided.
Strong defensive possession there from Adelaide. Come out, get a bucket through Mitch McCarron. A hard-fought stop. Can they capitalise?
Edge firing once more. Oh, the bottom of the net. Adelaide get back to within 2.
2 of 2 from Atlanta Plenty. Detch coming out, giving them that perimeter punch in this first quarter.
5 unanswered points from the 36ers. Got them back to a 2-point ball game. Harry Frolling gets inside Johnson. His recovery was good. Johnson commits the foul, and after Harry hit 8 threes on them last time, it's no surprise that Johnson was out there quickly.
It's a tough hit from Sunday Detch. Well contested, lost his footing there, Harvey, but carried a hand. Detch had to knock it in over the top, and DJ comes out for a rest. 2 personals, and the Hawks going at him. Sam Frolling in the opening possession there in the block. DeWatt Reith off the dribble from the elbow, from the 3-point arc, and there Harry Frolling up fake, put it on the deck, forced Daniel Johnson to slide his feet and contain you.
Harry hit 8 of 10 threes against Adelaide on the 24th of Jan. In 7 games since then, he's hit 5 of 11 in total. Just saved it for his old teammates. Just to remind them what they're missing.
He had a good time that
He
night.
enjoyed that. Always a lot of fun. Here's Hanners. Turned down the 3 ball. Soda. Penetration with one hand. Can't get it to roll. So Adelaide's shooting woes continue. 5 of 17 at 29%. Open man, Isaac White comes up with a finish.
And Xavier at the maze, man. I just love the way he goes about it. Super crafty, can create his own. But right there, he found the open man, and he made Adelaide pay.
Sunday Ditch taking him on and drawing contact. And after Adelaide had scored 5 unanswered points, the Hawks hit back with 5 of their own and spread this margin out to 7.
There is that pass from Matan Mays, finding Isaac White in the corner. He gives a little mullet, a little froof. As he jogs back, and it's interesting that Brian Goorjian's had a pretty short rotation over the course of most of this season. A bunch of guys on that bench that we thought were going to play some time this season. AJ Ogilvy, Emmett Nah, Isaac White haven't had much of a run, but some first quarter minutes here for the South Australian sharpshooter.
Had a great game in Adelaide last season, but that's his first 3 of the season. That's why the mullet was getting a little flip. Enjoying it. And of course, you mentioned a couple of those players. Emmett Nah played for the Australian Boomers just a few hours ago, and they went over Chinese Taipei, 98-61. Nah had 12. Madronya, who's on their development list as well, had 13. Nick Kay was the highest scorer with 14. But at the moment, it's the Hawks by 5. Harry Frolling was after that pretty quickly. Soto grabs the rebound, and now Todd Withers and Hanners. Tad Doofenwise checked into the game, replacing McCarron as well. But just the 2 starters on the floor for Adelaide at the moment. The tip-in is good as Kai Soto comes up with his first score. Frolling against Withers. Talked out of it. Sunday Ditch with the loose ball. Adelaide off and running. Inside the last 2 minutes. An up-tempo opening quarter. Withers fills it up. We're on level terms.
It's just a good pass by Sunday Ditch, seeing Withers in the trail position. Knocks down an open 3.
Fluctuating fortunes here. Adelaide 7 unanswered points. But Tony's Cleveland put a stop to it.
I wish you would have jumped. You better not.
This Sunday Ditch has been busy outside. Withers can't complete it. Well, Frolling eventually reeled in the rebound. Well, they've left wide open once more in the corner, this time short. Gets after it though. A nice finish with a left hand.
I am so happy to see Isaac White on the court. He provides a punch offensively and defensively. He's out there being aggressive.
Sunday Ditch fires. He's off the mark. Now going to be called on the Hawks here.
They're getting good looks. Adelaide, off those actions. The rotations are a little slow from the Hawks. Strong take from Cleveland.
That's that Sean Marion bounce. Matrix, quick. Wish you would jump.
Here's White once more, got away from the D, helps himself to 2 more. He's got 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting.
I feel if Jessup is not playing well, you can put Isaac White in the game. He's gonna play defense. He's super aggressive at the other end. He can shoot.
His energy's come out and had a big impact.
And this is exactly what happened last year when they played Adelaide. They put him in the game, and all of a sudden, the game went in their way.
Had 16 points in that game, round 19. Of course, he is a Sturt junior from South Australia.
I'm on this side of you. I can't see you get hit, so I can't call it.
Spent time at Stanford as well.
Just because he doesn't see it, he gets fouled that loud.
Okay.
You gotta call that.
Here,
He's picked his dribble up.
Okay.
That's 2 shots.
If I don't see
Talk to him,
contact, I'm not
please.
going to call it. I'm not guessing. I'm not guessing.
A little heated at the moment, CJ Brute and his team down 6 after they were level at 20. And Latama's looking to slow it down here. Sunday Ditch giving him plenty to think about, though. Busted play. Harry Froling. He's our man, Isaac White. Gets it to Sam Froling. Couldn't finish it off. And the opening quarter concludes here with the Hawks on a 6-0 run with a 6-point lead. Quarter time at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. It's Illawarra 26, Adelaide 20. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's Friday Night Hoops. Welcome back. Round 13 of the Hungry Jacks NBL, and the Hawks off to a bright start. Scored the first 6 points in the game, and Duop Reef with 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting, including a big triple as well. And as you can see, they're doing it at the defensive end as well. He's got 3 rebounds, and only Bairstow with 4 has more in the game. And our Kmart Fam Cam, the winning family, have a look at Daniel O'Donnell and his crew. Certainly enjoying their time, and he's with us. The Sun actually won his grand final in overtime by 2 points.
Hey.
Isn't that always exciting? Well played, young fella. Keep bowling.
That's great. Congratulations. Fun first quarter. roller coaster ride, wasn't it? Hawks out quick. Adelaide comes storming back, and then strong finish thanks to the energy of Isaac White for Illawarra.
Good day from Diop there again. Kept Bairstow at bay. He works it inside once more. Wants to go on with it. Good option and comes up with the 2.
Great position. Good find. Deep seal. He knew what to do after that. Finished it easy. Good set to open this quarter.
Tim Conrad starting the second quarter as well. This is Jessup. Had his problems. Only taken the 1 shot so far. Conrad working on Withers and travelled. So they'll turn the ball over for just the second time in the game. And from Adelaide's point of view, the fact that they had just the 1 turnover in the opening quarter will please the coach, because that has killed them this season. They really do struggle in terms of turnovers. And in fact, in the 2 games against Illawarra this season, points off turnovers are 53-15 Illawarra.
Oh, boy. Wow. Certainly the Hawks always at their best when they're putting ball pressure on, forcing turnovers. So it's a key stat tonight. And Dwight Reed, his second block of the ball game.
It's on his season average already. Top 5 in the competition in that category. Harvey off the mark. Antonius Cleveland gets the offensive rebound. And Conrad is fouled, taking the 3. Ted Duvelmeyer just overdoing it. And free throws to come here for the Hawks.
And that's just a cardinal sin. Not foul, a 3-point shooter.
3 shots.
In the act of shoot. Just give him a... Let's see if he misses.
Well, he's 6 of 6 this season from the stripe, so not the man you want to be sending there. And you're right, Corey, his first minutes in the game, first minute of the game almost, that he's played. And it's going to be expensive. So the margin back to 7. It was as big as 8 in the opening quarter. Hawks have been on top since they scored the first 6 in the game. There's McCarron exploring. Withers down low. Here's Bairstow. They smooth it swiftly. Got Hannah's an open look from the corner. He was deep with it. Bairstow the offensive rebound. And it goes up again. But they're shooting from long range. Look at Bairstow. Oh, no. He's doing a great job. It's stepped on the baseline and will give it back to the Hawks. He's got 6 boards, though.
He's doing a mountain of work. They didn't come up with the result there, Adelaide, but that's 5 of his 6 rebounds have been at the offensive end. Just giving his team extra looks at the bucket.
He's leading offensive rebounding in the competition until just a couple of weeks ago, averaging 4 a game at the moment. Put together good numbers with the Hawks last year in an injury-interrupted season where he played the 14 games. But there's a hunger about the rebounding for the Adelaide 36ers at the moment. Given a rev up early on by coach CJ Brooke, and there's one of those turnovers that they can ill afford. Bairstow shot it straight to Harvey. Jessup caught it in rhythm.
There you go. Welcome to the game, Justinian Jessup. And that's not what Adelaide needs. Someone like Jessup starting to feel good from long range.
Double-figure lead for the first time in the game. Hawks have scored the last 6. Jessup adds another 2. Worrying signs for Adelaide. Hawks have scored the last 8 here. They've exploded to a 12-point lead. This has been impressive. 8 points to 2 since quarter time, and some self-inflicted wounds.
And this is one of the most dangerous teams in the open court in the NBL. Good find right there, finding his teammate, getting him on the scoring board, the books rather, and he runs the court and gets rewarded again.
It's the defense, the pickup's good. Hey, Duke, it's the rebounding and the deep catches with Barlow. Deep catches with Bairstow, all right? On the offensive end now, some loops, all right, and some reverse. So when we run a set, you guys play with loops. Either one carries it, bring it up, you're fading out of there, and we got the ball screen with the roll in the corners. Play off 2 dribble, all right? Keep working the D. Keep working the D and rebound. Let's go. Let's go.
Strong message from Gorge. He said it's the D, is make sure they're organised at the offensive end, but he talks about the pickups. You can see them up the floor, just making Adelaide have to think about it as they advance the ball and make them a little uncomfortable as they enter their half-court execution. CJ Bruton looking for a spark, turns to Mojave King. Next making his return to action after 2 games on the sidelines with an ankle injury.
His athleticism really does provide an extra dimension for Adelaide at both ends of the floor. Mojave King, they'd like to get him back into the form that he saw on occasion last year. Hasn't been able to reproduce it this season because of injury problems and just hasn't got going at any stage. So they roll it down low. Sunday Dead bounces into the paint. He's off the mark. Now 2 of 6 from the field. He's taken more shots than any other 36er at the moment. They're just 29% from the field, Adelaide. As Withers climbs up to grab the rebound.
Yeah, they're dry at the offensive end. The 36 is just 2 points in this second quarter, and the answer to their problems is sitting on the bench with 2 fouls.
And I'm being honest with you, they need somebody else to be the answer to the problem right now. This is why I like to see Withers get some touches and be more aggressive, right? Dusty Hannahs, I thought, would be an answer. He's not. Right now, if not Bairstow, I like to see Withers step up offensively.
That's a good point you make, Corey. Work it down low, Withers. Shot clock counting down and a turnaround. Nice look. We need to see more of that.
Yeah, you got to give him touches so he can get an opportunity to show. That's one thing I don't like when a team, anybody can take a shot. No, give it to the best players and put them in a position to give you a chance to put points on the board.
Jessup got away from King. Penetration. Round around wouldn't fall. Free throws to come. Mother King doesn't like the call.
And that's a nice take, but right here, like we said, post up a smaller player, takes advantage of it. Nice penetrating kick. He's feeling good now because he scored 5 quick points, a 3 in transition, and an easy layup. Now his juices are flowing. Now he gets to the rack, gets fouled, and he goes to the line for 2.
You can see the Hawks heeding what has clearly been a strong message from Brian Goorjian. We can't just be a 3-point shooting team, a jump shooting team. We've got to attack. We've got to get to the free throw line. Earlier in the season, Jessup would have just pulled the trigger on that catch from long range, but Jessup, Reith, Cleveland, all these guys trying to get into the paint, put heat on the rim.
Yeah, to win a championship, let alone get to the championship, you can't be a one-trick pony.
Oh, just a moment here between Bairstow and Xavier Rattan-Mays.
We'll get it right. It's going to be
rare for both of them to be involved.
Rattan-Mays is trying desperately to hold his own down there amongst the big fellas. Got posted up by Withers, and they're super physical with Bairstow down low, and then stands over him. Bairstow fairly doesn't appreciate it.
Out of nowhere, it didn't appear to be much in it at all, really.
Black 8. Push.
Mays picks up the foul.
Stop.
First person
CJ,
for him.
I'm happy to talk to you, but you've got to ask me questions. The question is, he's hooking his leg. This is a foul. You missed this, you missed this. You need to find a better way to communicate to me.
And then he just holds his leg on the
Okay, I hear you, but you need to improve the way you communicate with me, please.
What? Say, please, I'll ask.
No, ask questions.
CJ Bruton with an ongoing battle with the referee. Bairstow in close range. Needed to do better. Deflected out of court last touch by Jessup.
Good find from Johnson. He's back in the game. They throw it to him in the block. Good movement. They missed the bunny.
9 of 30. 30% from the field, Adelaide. It's McCarron. Shot clock rolls to 5. Top of the key. Rolling to the hoop. Bairstow. Another foul going to be called on Rattan-Mays. His second team foul on the Hawks here.
Yeah, from behind.
Jeez. He's in trouble there. McCarron got the bailout whistle.
Here's Johnson working against Harry Froling. Wants help. Sunday Ditch fires the three. Can't complete it. Well done, Bairstow again. Wrestles off Frolling, and it's not going to count.
A man amongst boys. Just beasting them on the old board. 6 offensive rebounds in the first half.
Sam Frolling's resorting to the face-up box out. And what you love about Bairstow on the offensive glass, he's an example of how rebounding, it's not just about how big you are. Yeah, he's solid, but he's undersized in terms of his height and his length. Amongst the tall timber down there, Mojave King can't hit there. It's positioning and it's determination.
How bad you want it.
There's Rattan Mays. They stood off him. You can't make them pay, though. And last touch by Sam Frolling. Bairstow wins that battle again. He's got 6 offensive rebounds already, Cam Bairstow. Hawks have got 3 as a team. He is having a wild influence on this one. He's top 5 in rebounding at 9 a game. As I mentioned, 11 and 6 in 14 games with Illawarra last season, 12 and 9 with Adelaide this season. Now he's fully fit, getting back to that form that saw the Bulls draft him and playing at the Olympics as well. Soto is going to be called for the foul here as Rattan Mays is having a good night at the office.
Wait till he gets up.
It was an easy call for the official. Look at Soto. He steps across and cleans Rattan Mays up.
There's no elbow. Got a question? That's a pretty question. I know you got hit. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand. Right here, guys.
It's not what Adelaide needed, because they desperately need to find some offense here. Bairstow doing everything he can to give him extra possessions. No extra venom in that from Soto, just a moving screen, trying to make contact, but just 4 points for the 36ers in what's nearly the opening 5 minutes of this second quarter, and as a result, they're down double digits.
2 of 9 from the field in this quarter. Adelaide has dried up for them, and remembering they scored first in this second quarter, got it back to a 4-point edge, and now they find themselves trailing by 12. And their inconsistency has hurt them all season, not only from game to game, but as we're seeing here, from quarter to quarter and sometimes within quarters. So middle stages of the second, Hawks have led exclusively. Jessup's overdue and comes up with the goods.
Punishes the defense, not a defender in sight. Way to execute and hit. Jessup up to 10 points, 3 of 5 from the field.
Low percentage play from Mojave King there. He's shut down. Rattan Mays shares it. Jessup feeling good about himself now. Dances inside, adds another 2. He's got an even dozen. All in this quarter. 12 out of the 15 the Hawks have scored have come from the hot hand of Justinian Jessup. Problems for Adelaide. Not a lot happening at the offensive end. They came up empty again. Hawks going to work. They've scored 9 unanswered points here. Cleveland swinging off the rim. Adelaide need timeout.
And they got it. Great action with Jessup early, and this beautiful alley-oop finish. Rattan Mays to the high flying Cleveland. Over to you, Adelaide.
Well, patches in games are killing Adelaide at the moment. They let the Hawks reel off 8 without reply earlier in this quarter. They're on a 9-0 run at the moment. They lose their way, and they just can't get it back.
Already higher than what I asked for in a half. If you ain't going to play, I'm just going to start playing everybody, and then just so that we can go back and get ready for Sydney. And I don't want to do that because there's no point giving up. But the effort that you're giving me right now, what we're doing, is not nowhere near where we've been at and what we're trying to get done. Your focus right now, your mindset. Don't you drop your lip. You pick up, you play hard. We go and get this game right now. Come down here. Hey, flow, cross, back into a back pick, get through it, execute. Lock up. Get in the lane. We ain't got no foul. We got one foul to give.
They're having trouble at both ends of the floor, Adelaide, right now. And this is a tough set to guard, the Illawarra run. Bringing Justinian Jessup up to the ball. The fight over there from King wasn't quite there, and no help from Daniel Johnson as the sharpshooter comes across wide open and drills it.
See, right there, you have to know who you're guarding, who's coming off that screen. There's no way that you drop on a shooter who's been lighting you up all quarter.
After a slow start, Justinian Jessup is killing Adelaide here in term number 2. Dusty Hannahs, 1 of 4 from the field, finally comes up with his opening score.
Much needed bucket.
So inside the last 4 minutes of the first half, and the margin is well in favour. Jessup shut down on that occasion.
Great weak side help and rim protection by Kai Soto.
Hannahs at the other end exploring, nothing on offer. McCarron finds Johnson firing the 3. It's off the mark. Well done, Soto. Yeah. Wrestled his way inside Sam Froling and is off to the free throw line.
Young fella getting it done at both ends. Great rim protection and block. Gets Jessup shot out of here. On the other hand, just great effort on the boards. Earns himself a trip to the free throw line.
On that play, there's no disadvantage. Here we are at the line. Understand?
74% free throw shooter. He's averaging 4 free throws a game. He's building in nice numbers here this season. 8 points, 5 rebounds, top 10 in the league with a 1 block a game, 55% from the field. And you see him do things, and this was the comment from Scotty Minnis, former championship winner in Adelaide, who worked with him pre-season. He does things that you don't see other players do.
Oh, he's got potential, no doubt about that. Got a lot of tools to work with. Big future ahead.
Oh, Cleveland with a hook shot. How about that? It is all happening for the Hawks here. 18 in front, a little over 3 minutes out from halftime. They started this quarter with a 6-point buffer. Hannahs takes them on. He gets the 2 and a chance at a 3-point play.
That hook shot was beautiful. You would think that's just in his repertoire. Beautiful.
That's old school. Happened. It's a happening thing.
Dusty Hannahs goes to the line for 3 the hard way, but man, that hook shot was beautiful.
And this is a nice little offensive punch from Dusty Hannahs. They desperately need it. That's what he's in the country to do. Put points on the board for this team. And we know from his time in the States, he can shoot the 3 ball. He hasn't been able to find that rhythm or those spots offensively in the NBL thus far, but right now putting on the deck, getting aggressive, just starting to tick a couple of things over for the 36ers.
There are 3 Adelaide players who have taken more threes than Dusty Hannahs this season. Oh, here's Cleveland again. Look at Tom Mays it is.
That was nice.
Down low with a nice finish.
Right foot, right hand, quick to the rim.
Holding Adelaide at arm's length, 17-point margin. Johnson against Stuart Reed. Wrestles into the paint. Rejected again by Reed. Comes back to McCarron.
Great one-on-one defense by the big fella.
3 blocks now for Duop Reed. Here's Withers. Firing the 3. 11 in the game now for Withers, and only Jessup with 12 has more.
Withers up to 9 points. Sorry, 11 in 14 minutes. 4 of 7 from the field. Good find. I told you, that's the guy that they need to get touches. He can score. As you mentioned early in this game, he had 17 points against Melbourne United. That's the best defense in the league. The guy can play. Give him the ball.
Hawks by 14. A little over 2 minutes out from halftime. Get the ball back to Tyler Harvey. He's just 1 of 3 from the field at the moment. Others picking up the offensive slack. Duop Reed, shot clock to 5. And off the mark, Harvey thought he was fouled. Couldn't get a whistle. Here's McCarron pushing the tempo. Hannahs in support. Takes on Cleveland. Finds Withers. Same spot. This time can't complete it.
Adelaide are getting real good looks in this first half. They're just not able to convert them.
There's no doubt about that.
If they would hit half of the shots that they missed, they'd be in the lead.
And that's what Tassie did to Illawarra last week. Those shots, those looks from long range are there against the Hawks. And sometimes it comes down to whether you make them or you miss them.
5 of 17 from deep. Almost half of Adelaide's shot have come from beyond the perimeter. That's not what we've been used to seeing. This time inside with his shut down. Sam Froling feeds Cleveland. Working on McCarron. Needs help. Danger man. Isaac White. Can't finish it. Well done, Sam Froling, but talked out of it. McCarron with a bag of tricks. Went behind the back. Look away. Blake Johnson for the stuff. Our play of the game for Adelaide.
Razzle-dazzle stuff from Mitch McCarron in transition.
Adelaide closed the margin to 12 after it was as big as 19 inside the last minute of the first half. No problems with the entertainment level here on Friday Night Hoops. The Hungry Jacks NBL right at the halfway stage of the season. Two teams desperate for a win. White, patient, now by Withers, who picks up his first personal free throws to come.
There's McCarron making plays in transition. Reads the D, looks away. Sets up DJ at the rim.
First score in the game for Daniel Johnson after he missed his opening 5 shots. And this is the man who's led Adelaide in scoring the past 2 games, including 18 and 9 last Sunday against Cairns. Isaac White doing it all. First trip to the free throw line this season. Just the 2 points. Playing 4 minutes a game. He's played 10 of their 12 of their 15 games. Obviously not seeing a lot of court time, but makes the adjustment there. And as the Hawks edge toward the half century. Here's Hannes. And an opening. Tough shot. Couldn't finish it. Well done, Dortreith initially, but clean up too for Adelaide. Belongs to DJ. So they're back to within 11 after they were down by 19. Shot clock, 7 seconds inside the game clock. Tyler Harvey, top of the key. It's away from Detch. Just waltzes into the paint. Comes up with the easy finish. Hawk get to the half century. McCarron, Hannes fires the 3 on it. Couldn't finish it. Dortreith. And that is all for the first half. The Illawarra Hawks, when these teams played at Illawarra back in round 8, it was 50-45 Illawarra at halftime. It's 50-37 in this one. 13-point lead. They've been impressive.
That's an outstanding first half for the Hawks. Got to take care of business on your home floor, and we highlighted off the top how important this ball game is for this squad. So 6-point lead at quarter time, extended that to 19 in the second, and then weathered the storm there late in that quarter. And I like their energy and effort defensively as well. Getting up the floor, making things a bit difficult, and then getting out, running, getting some rhythm and flow. 50 first half points. It's all going beautifully for the Hawks.
Let's get courtside for some reaction here from Justinian Jessup. Slow start to the game, Justinian. John Casey here, but that second quarter was outstanding. You were able to turn it around. How did you do it?
Yeah, just tried to be aggressive, look for some openings. Called for the ball. Tyler found me. That kind of got me going. So that's it.
Justinian, you kept him to 17 in that second quarter. Only 37 points for Adelaide in that first half. What's working well defensively?
Yeah, I mean, the pickup of the ball is really good. Our pick and roll defense is pretty good. We're up by 20. We kind of let him back into it in that last 4 or 5 minutes. But it's all good. We'll get back.
Appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half. Justinian Jessup there at halftime. He has 12 points to lead all scorers, and the Hawks have a 13-point edge. Illawarra 50, Adelaide 37. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. Friday night is getting spicy. This one ain't over yet. We'll have more for you right after this. Welcome back. Round 13 of the Hungry Jacks NBL. The second half of the season underway, and the Illawarra Hawks jumped out early against Adelaide, scored the first 6 points of the game, led by as many as 8 in that opening quarter before settling for a 26-20 quarter-time scoreline. Duop Reith had 9 points and led them a merry dance. And Adelaide, well, they worked their way back into the equation, but then lost their way and found themselves down 19 during the second quarter. Made a run at the end to get it back to 13, but 50-37. And Justinian Jessup with 12 points, all in that second quarter. He was the difference.
Well, I think CJ Bruton nailed it in one of those early timeouts when he said that they're bringing more energy. This Hawks team has come out playing at a level that shows they know how important this ball game is. And on their home court, they've been getting the job done. To Adelaide's credit, there was a point there in the second quarter where it could have got out of hand. They're 19, but they found a way, and a couple of buckets from Dusty Hannahs, and they hung tough. 11 points for Withers, 8 for Detch, leading the way for the 36ers. 9 guys already on the board for Illawarra in terms of putting points on the board. Look at the three-point shooting for Adelaide. 5 of 18, 31% overall from the field. And they've actually been getting quite a lot of good looks. Just haven't been knocking them down. Offensive rebounds from Cambesto have helped to keep their head above water. But, geez, they really need to come out and bring the heat to begin this second half.
Good to see Isaac Humphries courtside helping the Adelaide 36ers. He's going to be an assistant coach with them for the rest of the season while he rehabs his knee. They could do with him tonight to try and just nullify Duop Reith, who really set the tone early. 9 points in that first quarter. And Adelaide's bigs, whether it's Kai Soto, whether it's Daniel Johnson, whether it's Cam Bairstow, they're not the type of players that can go with him. You got Humphries in the middle, it's a whole different story. But Duop Reith, he certainly has been impressive.
Yeah, he surely has. He came out early, as he said, JC, came out and set the tone that I refuse to lose mentality, energy, and effort at both ends of the court. And that's been the difference in this game. When you really think about it, if he doesn't come out like that, they're off to a super slow start, right? Justinian Jessup in the second quarter got busy. And Tyler Harvey, on offense, ain't really much happening because Sunday Detch is wearing him like a cheap suit. So if this young man who we just talked about, Duop, does not come out the way he comes out, this is a different ballgame.
What would you know about a cheap suit? You've never seen one in your life. I've seen the way you dress. You know nothing about those. Justinian Jessup's night didn't start great, turned the ball over early, picked up a quick foul, but that second quarter, he turned it on.
We had 0 points at quarter time, and all 12 of his first half points in that second quarter. They found him in transition, they found him on the arc, at the rim, and then all of a sudden they start running plays for him. This is their go-to action for Justinian Jessup. They get a nice open look, and he drills it, and then all of a sudden he's feeling good. Now he's slicing and dicing, working his way into the painted area. And there you see the SodaStream shot chart. 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from long range. And that was a nice second quarter for Jessup. And as we said, when he hit that first one, that's not what Adelaide need. Justinian Jessup getting off, because he's just one of a whole bunch of weapons this Hawks team has.
Been some nice action here on Friday night, and certainly some high-flying action as well from Antonius Cleveland throwing down a dunk, which in the dunkuary challenge that we've got will take that number up to 90 and add another 500 as well. That's going to prostate cancer, so that's up to 45,000. And of course a further 500 for each dunk goes into the fan prize pool, and you can head to the NBL website now for your chance to shoot for the jackpot at halftime on March 5 in Melbourne. It's coming up soon, and already we're at 45,000 with a handful of games still to come. More money going in the kitty. Get involved, get to the website, and make sure you come back for the second half here. I don't think Adelaide are done with just yet, but the Hawks lead it by 13. We've got more Friday night hoops for you in just a moment. The Wynn Entertainment Centre is the venue for our Friday night hoops, round 13 of the Hungry Jacks NBL. Illawarra Hawks on top 50-37 have led exclusively after scoring the first 6 points of the game. And tonight they're paying their respects to their part owner Michael Proctor, who sadly passed away after a long battle with cancer. They're wearing the logo on their jersey, MKR logo, and Michael Proctor did so much for the ownership group. Went to Cornell University along with their co-owner,
Brian
Colangelo, and of course Dori Kudahi as well involved. And thoughts are with the family. Son Dominic's going to take over the ownership on behalf of Michael Proctor, and nice to see the Hawks showing their respects. Obviously, there were some days when the Hawks were destined perhaps not to be around in the league, but this ownership group has come in and done so much to make sure that they do survive, and the Hawks are strong, and right now they're trying to force their way back into the top four.
Yep, our thoughts with the Hawks and the Hawkheads, the community, and also the Proctor family and all his friends over in the States. His team doing him proud tonight.
13-point lead, possession arrow to get us underway here in the third quarter as well. Adelaide back to their original starting five, and likewise the Hawks, and Reed goes to work, can't get it over the front of the rim, and Bairstow grabs the rebound. So number 8 for him in that category. Adelaide lead the board count 25-21 overall. Bairstow's done a power of work. Here's McCarron sharing it. Johnson from deep. Hasn't had it going this season. Just 26% from deep. 12 threes in the 12 games that he's played, and we're used to seeing a lot more than that.
Well, they definitely need his offensive punch, Daniel Johnson. We spoke off the top. He's been bringing it. A couple of double-doubles and then nearly 20 and 10 in his last game, but has struggled so far in this one. That'll help.
I want to say something real quick. Viewers, this game is far from over, and let me tell you why. The difference maker for Illawarra is Tyler Harvey, and he is struggling. We know Sunday Detch is a very good on-ball defender, number one. Number two, Adelaide is getting all the looks that they want. They're just not making shots. Anyhow they start hitting these shots, it's a different ball game.
I'm with you, Corey. All of South Australia's with you as well. We like what you're talking. Shot clock to single digits. Johnson overdue.
Timeout, coach. You better get it to
back triple.
He's going to let it ride. Brian Gorgon.
All right.
Detch for 3, Johnson for 3. And I tell you, if Daniel Johnson gets going, he really, for me, is the missing piece at the offensive end for Adelaide so far tonight.
Now they go once more to the money man, Jessup, who fills it up.
He has been delivering since that second quarter. Up to 15 now, had 12 in that quarter.
Detch once more. Bairstow. Sunday Detch with it. Shot clock to 10. Nothing on offer. They lob it down low for Johnson. Got behind Harvey. Draws a foul on Duop Reef. It's going to be his first personal.
Oh boy. They did everything they could to mess that up. The 36ers. Nice little screen from Mitch McCarron. Opportunistic to free up Daniel Johnson. Jessup with the response. Calm the nerves of his head coach. And then Tyler Harvey nearly got high enough to knock that away. Johnson to the strike.
82% free throw shooter this season. Daniel Johnson, 42 of 51 coming into this game. Gets there more than any other player for Adelaide. And right now, they're grabbing some momentum. They're close to within 8. Early stages of the third quarter. 8-3 is the run for Adelaide since halftime. Of course, Adelaide has to head home and host the Sydney Kings on Sunday. The outside shot with Lapavona wouldn't fall. And a chance for Adelaide to edge a little closer after the miss from Cleveland. Here's Johnson working into the paint. Offensive rebound again from Bairstow. Kept it alive, and Sunday Detch fills it up.
That timeout better come soon.
Bairstow. Oh my, Detch knocks it down, but credit Bairstow with that bucket. 7 offensive boards. First man to get double-figure rebounds in this one.
Jessup baseline. Oh, that's pretty to watch.
Great offense, but that man right now is in a rhythm. 17.
He's got all 5 points the Hawks have scored since half-time. We've played a tick over 3 minutes. McCarron can't finish it. And Bairstow again with another offensive rebound. And McCarron got in the air. Bairstow just thinking maybe I should have flipped that back up myself.
He just has the ability to just nudge guys. He's got that veteran savvy in there. He throws his weight around just at the perfect time. You see it, just a little nudge in the back there of Justinian Jessup. Gets the opportunity to grab that board. Unfortunately,
I have a question.
The Sixers turn it over. What?
I'm sure the infamous stat man would know this. Offensive rebounds in one game. What's the record?
Oh boy.
This job read from deep. He can't get it to go. Offensive rebounds.
Lucas Walker set that mark a few years ago.
Waxy, right.
Mark Davis from the Adelaide 36 has had 20 in a game. Yes, that's right, 2-0.
Wow.
20.
Shout out
the
to
chairman of the boards. He gets it done, and so does Todd Withers. He's got 13 in the game. Only Sunday Detch with 14 has more for Adelaide, and they are just grabbing some momentum.
And it's just effort. They're winning the effort battle right now. Second and third chance opportunities playing deep. And great defense.
Sunday Detch.
Listen.
Doing it at both ends as well. He's got 14 points. They've got McCarron in the corner, can't convert. With a rebound count overall, 33-23 Adelaide, and they cannot get the offensive going. Soto shuts down Duop Reith, who hasn't scored since quarter time.
Great block by the young fella. Withers had a hand in there too. Defense has stepped up by Adelaide.
And McCarron slows it down. Looking for a high percentage play. Gets beyond Cleveland. It opens up for him from close range. Needed to do better. Johnson is there on the O glass, and he's off to the free throw line.
So we've got a timeout here. Brian, come to the bench again, Brian.
Out of here. Great team defense. Denying Duop Reith.
Thank you. Timeout.
This isn't the first time this season we've seen Adelaide come out of half-time and go on a tear. I'm not quite sure what CJ Bruton does during the main break, but he's got them active again. They've scored 13 points to 5 in 5 minutes in term 3.
They're doing whatever they want. You got to speed them up some.
All right, let's go. Transition, we're normal. All right, so in the half court, we're 53. We want to go split. You're the second picker. Who's in the 5? Who's in the 5? You're the 5, all right? First picker, second picker. We're getting out hustled, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
We're echoing his counterpart in the first half. CJ Bruton, first half timeout. We're getting out hustled. And then that was the message from Gorgon to his team right there. And again, talking about the pickup points, that's a clear indicator for this team. Are you getting up the floor? Putting some pressure on your opposition as they advance the rock, making them feel you. And Illawarra not getting that done to begin this third quarter. Adelaide storming back in this thing.
It's really second and third chance opportunities. It's 15 offensive rebounds to 3. Rebound count, 35 to 23. Box out, you limit the opposition from getting second and third chance opportunities.
And they're getting nothing at the offensive end. Justinian Jessup has all 5 points that they've scored here in 5 minutes. They need to find a secondary at least. Daniel Johnson can't convert the back end there. So back to a 4-point margin. This is as close as Adelaide has been since they scored the first bucket of the second quarter. Remembering the lead was out to 8 in that opening term at one stage. Jessup once more off the money. Detch grabs the rebound. Daniel Johnson on support, finds Sunday Ditch. Lost the handle, has to retrieve it, decides to pull the trigger. Can't convert. Duop Reith grabs the rebound, number 6 for him in that category. Qatar Mays, well, it opened up for him too easy, helps himself to 2 more.
And what's been working well for Illawarra, when Tyler Harvey can't get off, enter XRM, Xavier Rathamase, he's able to come in and provide a spark offensively, whether it's with a pass or him creating for himself like he did the play before.
Soto, nice spin move. Down low, takes on Duop Reith, gets the 2, draws a foul.
Great finish. I love the fact that we see him game in, game out, getting his opportunity and growing literally right in front of our eyes. 7 games ago, he wouldn't be able to do that move.
Here's that take from Rathamase. 4 shooters out there on the floor for Illawarra. Soto just opening the gate there a little bit for Rathamase, but this is a shooting squad that Gorgin's got out there, and it's why the lane is opening up. You got Reith and Froling, the bigs, can both step out and shoot it. McCarron and Detch staying attached to Harvey and Jessup. There's buckets to be found in the lane.
Hawks come up empty again. 3.5 left, term number 3. Adelaide with the momentum have reeled in a 19-point deficit they faced in that second quarter, and they're a chance to tie it up here. Sunday Edge takes them on, and he was rejected. Ball bounces out of court. Great defense there from the Hawks.
Fantastic one-on-one defense. Good block by the second-year next star.
Johnson fires the 3. It's all the bottom of the net, and Adelaide are back on level terms for the first time since the opening quarter.
What I tell you, they're going to start hitting those shots. They're going to drop. Tied ball game. Over to you, Illawarra.
Oh, shot selection there. Duop Reith really had pressure all over him. This is Hannah's firing. What jumped out of the cylinder? Adelaide has scored the last 6 points here. We're inside the last 3 minutes of this third quarter. Bairstow and Withers about to check in for Adelaide. Nothing at the offensive end is happening at the moment for the Hawks, and they continue to be dry. Duop Reith has not scored since the opening quarter. He had 9 in the first term. Looked like he was going to tear Adelaide apart. And here's Hannes inside. They swing it around. Shot clock to single digits for McCarron. Hannes, they invite him to fire. Couldn't get it over the front of the rim.
Needed to find Johnson there. Had the mismatch down low. Adelaide didn't find him.
Harry Froling back for Tyler Harvey. And now Jessup. They lob it in low. Mismatch for Harry Froling on Hannes here. Kai Soto did well. Cut across. They left Duop Reith open. He's overdue. He gets the 3.
And that's much better execution. There you find the mismatch. You demand the double team down low. Open shooter on the arc.
Inside the last 2 minutes of the third quarter. Friday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Adelaide and the Hawks, their rivalry is a good one. In the corner, Kaisoto thought about it. That puts it on the deck, takes the bump. Just needed to muscle up some sort of a would-be shot to get to the free throw line.
He did a good job to draw the foul there, Soto. But again, they missed Johnson. Here it is, Froling managing to find Reith on the arc. And here, McCarron, he had Johnson in the block with Rathamase. Kicked it to the corner. Good job from Soto drawing the foul.
So Harry Froling with 4 fouls. Only person in red numbers in that category.
Well-earned rest for Soto. Good minutes from him. And as Bairstow checks back in, opportune time. Statman is well and truly listening. 12 is the number in a 40-minute game.
Oh, that's getting broken tonight.
Bairstow has 8 offensive rebounds. Lucas Walker had 12 in 2017 against Adelaide for Perth. Ben Moore had 12 for the Phoenix last season against the Bullets, and Angus Brandt had that number against Melbourne United in 2018.
So Bairstow with 8 so far and 11 overall. Only player in double figures in that category. McCarron read the pass, stripped them of it. Ratam Mays to beat, takes him on, gets to the left hand, couldn't complete it. There's Bairstow again trying to get after the offensive rebound. And Hannah's just had a hand on the ball and a foot out of bounds at the same time under pressure from Harry Frolic. Good hustle from both players there. Particularly Harry Frolic playing with 4 fouls. A little dangerous.
Very dangerous. Lucky to not get called on that one.
So a little over a minute out from three-quarter time. Dusty Hannah's 2 of 10 from the field, none of 3 from deep. Just the 5 points. Maybe his best is still to come.
And the most interesting thing about Dusty Hannah is he's such a dynamic scorer. All he needs to do is hit 1, and he can just reel off 10 to 12 points.
We saw that in the overtime win against Melbourne United. Hits Ratam Mays firing. Foul's going to be called on Dusty Hannah's.
Let's go, 2 here. Thank you.
He can certainly do that. Dusty Hannah's. The issue for Adelaide is they haven't seen it often enough over the course of this season. Everyone knows he's an explosive scorer. We've seen it at the G League level. Now it's hard to do it, to transfer that type of game to a league as tough as this, playing a FIBA style. The lane's a little narrower.
And
the three-point league, three-point arc's a little closer. No defensive 3 seconds. You've really got to work for those buckets, and those high-scoring games have been few and far between for Hannah's this season.
Season high of 25 for Dusty Hannah's. Came back in December against New Zealand. Hit 4 of 6 threes in that game. Only 10 last week. 19 and was big in that overtime win against Melbourne United up on the 30th of January. So inside the last minute of the third quarter, Withers up the front of the rim. Zach White the rebound. And the margin is out to 5 after Adelaide had drawn level at 57 apiece. Ratam Mays fires well off the mark. Bairstow helped himself to another rebound. Adelaide's just lost the momentum that they were building. Bairstow against Frolic. Had the better of him all night. Got around him easily. Withers needed to do better. Stolen back by Dufelmeyer. So shot clock turned off here. Last play of the third quarter can fall to the Adelaide 36ers. Dusty Hannah's top of the key against Cleveland. Hawks cannot afford to foul. Hannah's takes them on, came up empty. Chance now for Ratam Mays. Shovel pass, looking for White. Clock's going to beat him. Third quarter honours are with Adelaide, and they've closed this margin up to 5. 1 quarter to play. Hawks 62, Adelaide 57. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. A lot of fun being had at the Wynn Entertainment Centre, and Lifesavers have joined in as well. They've launched a new range of fruit tingles, chocolate balls and chocolate block, available now in the supermarkets. Look at the kids go for it. The new chocolate range is a fun new way to enjoy the iconic and nostalgic fruit tingle Lifesavers. Oh boy, did I enjoy those as a kid. They go back a long way.
Oh, long way.
Long, long way. We've got a good one going here. The Adelaide 36ers with a possession arrow to get us underway in the final quarter. They were back on level terms in the third. Hawks have led exclusively as Adelaide go to work, and McCarron overdue, 1 of 8 from the field, comes up with a finish. In fact, they needed that, and so did he. Hawks with some work to do. Cleveland travelled. Turnover number 5 for the Hawks. Adelaide has 7 in that category. A little bit of scoreboard pressure can do funny things.
Momentum has totally shifted. Excellent third quarter by Adelaide.
Probably should be in front, really. They missed some easy shots, but they've climbed out of a 19-point hole here. Already won from 19 down in a game earlier this year, back in round 2 against New Zealand. Bairstow double team. They decided they've had enough of him. They kick the ball to Withers. He's off the mark. And well done, Cleveland. Climbing high for the rebound. Wants to go solo. Overdid it off the backboard. Oh, Mitch! McCarron goes to Bairstow. Working on Sam Frolic. Takes him one way back, the other. Cleveland with a double team. Did a good job. Now to defuse that situation. He's on the right! And he's rejected by Withers. Well, we thought this was a good game. And it has lived up to all expectations. Here's the Hawks firing unsuccessfully there, Tim Conrad.
Athletic plays. Cleveland at one end, defensive rebounds, block shots, and then Withers puts out the fire as Isaac White attacks the rim.
Struggled in that third quarter to score, the Hawks, and once again almost 2 minutes played and they're yet to add to the tally from the previous quarter. Ambitious work there from Dupermeyer. Couldn't get it done. Cleveland with support. Sam Frolic arriving at the right time and adding to the Dunkery prize pool.
Great trail and run.
First score since quarter time for Sam Frolic, who today signed a new 3-year deal.
Great find from Antonius Cleveland. He's bringing the energy to begin this fourth quarter. Good court vision. Knew he had the big man in that middle cylinder and found him in stride.
Shot clock at 2. Dupermeyer had the fire. Cleveland grabs the rebound. Did a good job to control it as well. 6 points, 6 boards for Cleveland. Here's Rattan Mays. And Tyler Harvey on the bench to start this fourth quarter. Rattan Mays showed them some tricks, couldn't convert. Johnson with the rebound, number 8 for him.
Yeah, keep looking across that box score for Antonius Cleveland. JC, 6 points, 6 boards, with 5 assists and a couple of blocks and a steal to go along with it.
Nice game. Withers stripped of it by that man. Cleveland adds to his tally. They've got a fast break going. Danger man, Isaac White.
And he lets the crowd know he's a spark off the bench. That's one of my favorite players on that team. Great to see him out there. And more importantly, great to see him out there cashing in. Great pass and find. Big fella ran the floor well and got rewarded.
Georgian started this fourth quarter with a high-energy squad. Antonius Cleveland, for me, really setting the tone. Blocks, boards, pushing in transition. Steals, and Isaac White cashing in transition.
Still up for grabs. Hawks lead it by 8.
It's a good response from Illawarra. Because as you said, Corey, coming out of that three-quarter time, all the momentum was with Adelaide. Pressure on the Hawks. Must-win game for a team that has championship aspirations. And they have responded here. Great opening couple of minutes. of this quarter. But we've seen ebbs and flows over the course of this ball game tonight. Every time one of these teams look like they're going to assert their authority, the other responds. So the ball now in Adelaide's court.
Hang on, guys. Hang on, wait. Second clock.
Tick over 3 minutes played in the final quarter. And the Hawks opened up an 8-point edge. If you joined us late, they had an 8-point lead in the opening quarter. Got it out to as many as 19 in the second, 13 in the third. And Adelaide at the drawing level at 57 apiece, but they haven't been able to get their noses in front at any stage, and that rattled around and jumped out from Daniel Johnson, who they kept scoreless in the opening quarter. And just 4 points at half-time for DJ. And in the corner, they've got it going again through Isaac White, the X factor.
Can you see this? Can you imagine this? My man been sitting on the bench all year, but he's still ready when his name is called. That's a pro.
Well, he haunted Adelaide last year with a 16-point outburst, career best, in front of his family and friends, former Sturt Jr. And here he is haunting Adelaide again.
Good kick out from Harvey. Got caught in the air. Was in all kinds of trouble, but he knew he had his man in the corner.
Just a normal foul.
Good fine, and White not only haunting, but taunting the Adelaide 36ers.
We're on the break. Can I question that? Why don't you call the game?
What? I hear what you're saying. Damien had the call on.
So the margin 11. Hawks have scored the last 8 points here, and Adelaide need a stop. Otherwise, this one could be running away from them. Foul's going to be called on Dusty Hannahs. Going to be his second personal. Second team foul in Adelaide in this term.
Bruton reinserting Hannahs. Try and find a little spark offensively. Yeah, they're having trouble with Illawarra at the other end of the floor, but also not ticking it over. Just 2 points for the 36ers thus far in the fourth.
And again, they scored the first bucket of the quarter as they did in the second. Loose ball scramble. The Karens got it. Sunday Ditch joins in, confronted by Tyler Harvey. Now Jobbery drawn out beyond his comfort zone. Mismatch for Johnson. Works into the paint, turns it down. They share it to Hannahs, who works baseline. He wants penetration as well and gets it done. 7 in the game now for Dusty Hannahs. His first score since halftime.
Down 9. 5 minutes left. Just hit a tough 2. So it's just all about defense at this point, getting stops.
Shot clock to single digits. Harvey got away from Detch, whose second effort was good. Reed, shot clock to 4. Need to get busy. Johnson standing his ground, but Sam Froling got past him, but couldn't finish. Good-edged opportunity goes begging for the Hawks. As Johnson picks up the dribble, here's Hannahs, got away from Jessup. Shot clock to single digits. Hannahs against Sam Froling. Takes him on. Penetration.
Oh, here
Flips up for another 2.
JC, here come. I know we working right now together, but here comes your team. I know you got to be unbiased, but this is what Hannahs can do.
Well, what can the Hawks do? This is Harvey. Penetration. Got past Sunday Ditch and gets the 2. First score in the second half for Tyler Harvey.
He's been having a tough night.
Man.
Having a really tough night, shaking Sunday Ditch. Right there, gets the step, finishes off the glass.
The poor pass, Soto did well to reel that in traffic. Takes on Jobbery, muscled his way in close, couldn't get the offensive rebound. Look at White, off and running. Having the game of the season for him tonight. Shut down initially, stays with it. Inside 4 minutes to play. Harvey just inventing something out of nothing. Non-preferred right hand.
I mean, to be honest with you, that possession, I'd just be happy if I'm him that Sunday wasn't in front of me. Bucket.
And they're holding Adelaide off at the moment.
Black 2. Pink.
Foul on Zach White.
Missed Daniel Johnson on a number of possessions here, Adelaide. Meanwhile, Tyler Harvey getting going, putting it on the deck, saying, I'm not getting any space on the arc, so you know what? Let me get into the lane.
And guess what? He's been effective.
Harry's jumping up, going at me next
The whole game, he's just been taking those tough three-point shots. He starts going to the basket in crunch time. He's converting.
Meanwhile, the 36ers, a lot of switching happening from Adelaide. Mismatches for Daniel Johnson, not finding him in the block. As a result, CJ Bruton swings the changes. Besto in, Withers in. Johnson comes out.
Ditch to the free throw line, 2 of 2 in this game, but only 47% on the season. So there's problems from the strike. And burgers are on offer for New South Wales. It's Friday night. Former Illawarra Hawk composes himself and makes the adjustment. 15 now for Sunday Ditch. Only Jessup with 17 has more in the game. Had his season high of 20 in Illawarra back in round 8, including 6 threes. Harvey deep and good. Oh, it's looking tough now for Adelaide, down 13. After they were as close as 3 at the start of this quarter, they knocked down the opening score. This Ditch deep, and he knocks down another 3. 5 of 8 from deep. Sunday Ditch has 18. He hit 6 of 10 against them back in round 8.
He loves playing against this squad in this building.
But they need a stop. Fans joining in. Less than 3 minutes to play. On top by 10. Good harassing defense and Besto and Ditch in tandem.
It's tough. I mean,
we're talking about Sunday Ditch offensively, but made a mistake here defensively. A little overhelp here on Jessup. You don't have help responsibilities when you're guarding Tyler Harvey. Leaves him open on the arc, but he responds down the other end. Quick answer 3. Back to 10.
Another triple. Or 2-pointer, in fact, so the margin 12. 2.5 to play. Adelaide running out of time here. McCarron shares it with as they wanted. Besto, the pass was awkward. Loose ball. Sunday Ditch has scooped it up. They get Johnson involved. Duopre tried to steal it from him, forcing a jump ball.
Great hands. That was 2 points.
24.
Wrapped them up.
Here we go.
Hands by Reed.
Sorry.
So it took over 2 minutes remaining. Hawks by 12. Jessup and all the damage in that second quarter where he scored 12 points out of his 17. Shot clock rolls to 5. They want to a brief involved from close range. He's fouled by Mitch McCarron. His first personal. Free throws to come now for the Hawks.
That's a good find. A big fella diving to the basket. Gets an opportunity to go to the free throw line. I just like the fact that Tyler Harvey turning the corner, getting his feet inside the three-point line, putting pressure on the defense, finds his big. Really good things start happening for the Hawks when they decided to not settle, get their feet in the paint.
83% free throw shooter coming into this game. Duopre, 19 of 23. Just the second trip to the free throw line in the second half for the Hawks. They took 10 free throws in the first half. Only 4 since.
It's not like they haven't been attacking, though. Getting on the rim in transition, and you see Tyler Harvey getting 2 feet into the paint. Yeah, they haven't been getting to the stripe, but as Corey says, you like their mentality at the offensive end, and it's been a really good response from Illawarra in this fourth quarter. They were
close to within 3 at the start of this quarter.
And then 5 points at 3-quarter time. some soul-searching in that moment to say, you know what, we really have to close out this game. Huge game in the context of their season. Came out and responded.
19 points to 8 since Adelaide scored the first bucket of this quarter, and it grows a little more, and so does the Donkey Money as well as Reith knocks down another 2. 16 now for Reith. Here's Duplemire in traffic and off the glass, finishing touches from Zach Gatorna. He comes up with his first points of the season.
Real good find by Duplemire because Cleveland was playing really good defense on him.
So a little over a minute out from a decision here. And Sam Frolling marches into the paint, helps himself to 2 more. With Adelaide having to retreat to Adelaide and host the Sydney Kings on Sunday, it looks as though the white flag's gone up here. 16 the spread. Duplemire against Sam Frolling to the baseline and then turned him around. King, Gatorna fires, can't connect, ball knocked that out of court. His last touch there by Nick Marshall.
Look, it was a good fight. Adelaide came back, tied the game up from being down 19. Illawarra had other plans.
They're going to run some of the bench players as well. We're going to see Lockie Dent check in and Tyler Harvey sits down. 12 points, 5 of 11 shooting.
Good fourth quarter from Tyler Harvey. Didn't go into his shell there. You know, really had a tough night against Sunday Dech, but made some big plays in big moments in this fourth.
7 points in the final quarter after having 5 at half-time. So shot clock to single numbers. Lockie Dent was slapped out of his hands by Duplemire and down under his leg out of court. Heads up play from Duplemire, wins it back for Adelaide.
Can't just pass it in yourself, guys. Mitch, hey, we're reviewing it.
Started without the referees and they weren't happy. So just checking that out of bounds because Lockie Dent thought he was a little hard done by on that. Fans in Wollongong have enjoyed it. Trust you've enjoyed it as well. Friday night's been entertaining. And the Hawks, well, after losing 3 of their last 5 and 6 of their last 10, they're finally going to get the win that they need. And they needed this because this is their 11th home game. It'll take them to 6 and 5 at home, but they've only got 3 home games and 9 on the road to close out the season.
And they haven't been hugely successful on their home floor. Dropped a bunch of games there. This will take them to 6 and 5 at home. And after that really disappointing loss to Tasmania, they were shell-shocked after that one. This has been a good response.
And on the flip side of that, Adelaide will go to 1 and 6 on the road. Their only win on the road was in Hobart. So they reversed the decision there. Lockie Dent was right. White gets it back from Reith. He wants to get it up quickly against Nick Marshall. Turns around, fires, couldn't finish it. Reith, offensive rebound in the putback. He's got 18 and 7 rebounds. Margin starting to balloon out now, almost to a game high, which is 19 in the second quarter. Now it's back to 18.
Good job from Reith. I love it when he gets after the boards. 18 and 8 tonight with 3 blocks. Continues his recent run of excellent form.
Close from close range, nice finishing touches from the athletic Nick Marshall. Now that's his first points in the NBL as well, but it's the Hawks who are going to come up with the points that matter. Illawarra has swept Adelaide for the first time in 32 years, beating them 3 times in a single season, each time by double figures. They get home here by 16. It's Illawarra 87, Adelaide 71.
Real good team performance. Good bounce-back performance from that disappointing loss versus the Jack Jumpers. But defensively, they showed up today. And that's where this team needs to lead and be better at.
Well, after Adelaide closed to within 3 at the start of the final quarter, the Hawks have really responded. And that will give Coach Brian Goorjian and the crew a whole lot of confidence as they push their way back into the top 4, if just for the moment. And Sydney slide out at 9-7, and we know their best is impressive. And we saw glimpses of it tonight. And our Foot Locker player of the game, Duop Reef, well, he's finished with 18 points and 8 rebounds, and that was after he had 18 points and 9 rebounds when he visited Adelaide back in round 1.
And he set the tone right at the start when the Hawks established themselves and asserted their authority on the game off the opening tip. He had 9 quick points and really set the tone in terms of being on the attack. Put it on the deck, got past the defense. Now he's catching and splashing from long range. He was setting shots away as well. They needed to come out with some energy and get after this game, the Hawks. And some guys were getting after it on the perimeter, but Reith in particular, big matchup on the inside with Daniel Johnson, and he stepped up and had a big one.
Well, they had a number of contributors tonight. Antonius Cleveland was one of them, did it at both ends of the floor. He joins us now post-game for some reaction. Antonius, that's a big win for the Illawarra Hawks.
Yeah, we needed that one. Got to take her home court. We got a tough road stretch coming up, so it's important to get these ones.
Antonio Slim Santa Maria here at three-quarter time, 5-point game. You in particular came out with extraordinary energy to begin that fourth quarter. What was the response from you guys in that final term?
They played harder than us first half, so we knew we had to, in the third. So we had to get tougher, finish plays, and we get it going defensively, me in particular. So, as you guys can see, I'll try to bring the energy on that end and get us going and get stopped so we can go have fun and make plays.
Talk to me about that hook shot, man. Talk to me about that hook. Is that something you have in your repertoire, or was it luck?
Nah, it wasn't luck. I got it. It's just certain times you can do it, and Withers is an athlete, so I needed to keep it on my left side, and it was a perfect play for it. But I got that in my bag for sure.
All right, that's what's up. My last question I have for you before I give it to Liam. What is it going to take to turn this around? You know, it's been turbulent. Your last 10 games, you won 4. Now you won 5 out of 11. What individually you think you need to do more, and collectively you all need to do?
Well, individually, I got to be the best player on the defensive end, and I think if I can do that, I can get the team contagious and playing good defense. And as a collective, we just gotta, man, my bad. as a collective, we got to be good on the defensive end. That's where we struggle defensively. So that's what's going to win us games, and that's what we got to do going forward.
AC, you guys got a spark off the bench tonight from Isaac White. Hasn't seen a lot of run this season. 14 points, 7 rebounds. What did you see from him tonight?
Just someone who stayed ready and just wanted to come in and play hard. He does that in practice every day, so that's something we're used to, and I'm just glad he got an opportunity and showed that, he belongs out here. I'm happy for him.
We're happy to have you in the league as well, Antonius. Congratulations on the win tonight, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Y'all enjoy your night.
I will enjoy some of your highlights right now, and there are plenty of them. He is exciting. He brings the energy. He looks like he's going to bring it wherever he goes.
Stat sheet stuffing supreme from Antonius Cleveland tonight. 8 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And he was just making plays. Both ends of the floor. You know he's dynamic in transition, but these kinds of plays were the winning plays for me, for the Hawks. Getting those steals, those blocks, those defensive rebounds in big moments, especially in the fourth quarter. Big game from Cleveland tonight.
They were impressive, and the player off the bench who was the X factor, Isaac White, joins us now. Isaac, I've got to tell you, we know you're from Adelaide. You went back to Adelaide last year and cooked up a whole storm there in front of them, and now you've done it again. You just love getting it done on the 36ers.
Yeah, bro, I hate their guts. Got to get it done against them.
My thing is, you're my favorite player on the Illawarra Hawks because I know you're always ready. You're aggressive at both ends, and you wear that like a badge of honor. Talk to me about being ready, not knowing if you're going to get minutes or not.
For sure. First of all, I heard your shout out maybe 2 weeks ago on overtime, so I appreciate that. But yeah, it's just getting good reps at practice. That's where I get my confidence. I've been through this same situation last year. But man, I love basketball, so it's easy. So, when my name's called, I get fired up, I go out there and try and lose myself in the game.
Isaac, 14 points, 7 boards. The scoring, the energy on the glass was nice. The pickup point, though, your effort in the backcourt defensively, was that a focus for you coming in when you knew you were going to get some minutes?
That's been my focus all year. I think that's how I got a run last year. That's what I hang my hat on. you know, I get disappointed if I take a possession off on that end. So, you know, every time my name's called, I make sure the first possession, I take the point guard and I let it go from there.
Isaac, a couple of your teammates, Emmett Nah, Alex Madronya, another South Australian, played well for the Boomers today in their win over Chinese Taipei. Did you catch any of that? Were you energised by that?
Yeah, that fired me up too. We had that going in the locker room before, so shout out to those boys. My roommate AK too, they did a great job.
Isaac, Corey mentioned you wearing something with a badge of honour earlier. I'll tell you what else you wear with a badge of honour is the mullet. The beautiful mullet that you have flowing at the back. Was that a little mullet flick after the first made three?
That was a mullet flick. I'm not going to deny it. I had to enjoy that moment.
Hey, now you hit another one in front of the Adelaide bench and it looked like you were trying to single someone out there. Was there a message for someone in particular?
No, I just look at whoever's looking at me and I just go crazy.
Well, look, you're prime time at the moment. Anyone in Adelaide you want to say hello to? The folks, your friends, the Sturt Sabres Club?
All of the above, but yeah, my parents, my family, my brother, I love them all.
Oh, we love having you as well, Isaac. Let's hope we see more of that later in the season. Congrats tonight. Outstanding work. Well played.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
He is fun. He is fun. You rev him up on overtime and keep doing it.
Look, I love it because he is exactly what young kids should inspire to be like, aspire to be like. You're undersized, you show heart, you show courage. You may not play a lot, but don't get discouraged. Continue to play, hold your head up, be positive, and when you get opportunity, capitalize on it just like he did tonight.
I love how he said he just finds whoever's looking at him and he gives it to... He did that to me in the blitz. No one in the building. I'm sitting there in the crowd. It's a three. I said, mate, I haven't been talking any trash. And there he gives it to Mitch McCarron. Big game off the bench tonight from Isaac White.
I loved every minute of it. The Hawks win at home. Cairns won at home last night, and the round 13 action in the Hungry Jacks NBL will continue tomorrow night with a couple of super games coming up. Brisbane first, host Tasmania. The Jack Jumpers, everyone's second favourite team. And then, of course, we've got the great battle between second and third. The Phoenix against Perth. Lots to look forward to tomorrow night, but stick around right now. We haven't finished here on Friday night just yet. We'll come back, wrap this up as the Illawarra Hawks muscle their way back into the top four at the expense of the Adelaide 36ers. Well, welcome back to Friday Night Hoops. It was an entertaining evening. Diop set the scene. He scored 9 points in the opening quarter as the Hawks opened up an 8-point buffer at one stage in that first term. Antonius Cleveland, never a dull moment when he's around, finishing 8 and 6. Jessup was quiet early, but peeled off 12 second quarter points just to stem the tide and give his team a 13-point edge at the major break. In the third quarter, well, Adelaide hit back, and they hit back hard. Sunday Detch turned the corner, knocked down a couple of threes. Adelaide levelled the scores with 3 minutes left in the third quarter and looked like they were going to overrun the Hawks. But somehow, in front of the home fans, the Hawks found a way. And in the final analysis, they got home by a 16-point margin, which doesn't reflect how close this game was. Adelaide had their chances, were as close as 3 at the start of the fourth quarter. But Isaac White, well, he is a 36ers killer. And he was impressive, and they finish off in style. So that's impressive work by the Hawks to come up with that win and restrict Adelaide to just 71 and their lowest field goal shooting percentage this season.
They come up with the big plays when they needed it most, Illawarra, especially in that fourth quarter. Reef and Jessup leading the way for Illawarra, and Detch and Withers, the leading scorers for Adelaide. Didn't quite get enough from Daniel Johnson, didn't quite get enough from Dusty Hanners, and didn't quite get enough from Mitch McCarron. Those three really are so key for this Adelaide team. And there you see the shooting percentages, 32.5% from the field for Adelaide, just a tick over 30 from three-point territory. Got a lot of good looks over the course of the night, and for stretches, we're knocking them down. Sunday Detch, Todd Withers, a big part of that, but for others, in big moments, went a little dry, and as a result, just weren't able to stick with Illawarra down the stretch.
Yeah, they've been too good for Adelaide all season. They've beat them now 3 times in a row, 11 points, 10 points, and now tonight by 16 points. And they've been able to win 8 of the 12 quarters. And Adelaide at times can be their own worst enemy. Tonight, the turnover count wasn't as severe as it has been against them. But at times, and we saw the frustration in the huddle with CJ Bruton, he doesn't know what to do to get these guys energised and get them ready to go.
Sometimes it's not even up to the coach. It's up to you. You have to find a way. Consistency goes with success. So if this team is just inconsistent, like, for example, tonight, there was so many wide open looks. You have to knock down, especially on the road. Field goal percentage from the 3, what they shot, 32%. Overall, 32%. That's not getting it done on the road. You have to convert and hit those shots. That's the difference right there. This team they're playing against, Illawarra, is starving. Defensively, they showed up. But I'm not even going to say really defensively they showed up, because you missed wide open looks that you should make. So should I credit the defense or just blame it on your poor shooting from the field? Either way, look, I'm glad I got this seat. I would not want to be CJ right now. That's a tough job, man. Guys got to make plays.
Yeah, well, they've got to lick their wounds and go back home and host Sydney on Sunday. But for the Hawks, well, that was an important win, as we've spoken about. That's their 11th game at home. They've got a long stretch of games on the road. And if Justinian Jessup can reproduce what he came up with in that second quarter, we know that's what he is about. He scored 12 points in the second quarter. He was the only player that could really get going for them. And he's such a lethal weapon because he gets to the rim. He can knock down the 3. He's unorthodox. He's left-handed. He's going to do things that other people don't.
Well, different guys stepped up at different times. Duop Reef to begin the game, Antonius Cleveland at the start of the fourth. There was a period of time where Isaac White was huge for them, bringing the energy. Second quarter was Justinian Jessup, 12 second quarter points, and then a couple of late buckets as well to take his tally to 17. Much improved at the defensive end this year. We saw him slide his feet, send that Sunday Detch shot away, doing a good job at that end of the floor. And he is a little bit of a sleeping giant for this Hawks team, because he can have some stretches of games where he can blow things apart.
He was good. Maybe your man that you mentioned at the top of the program, Tyler Harvey, not so good. Are you getting even more concerned about that now, or?
I'm getting concerned. Lucky for him today, his teammates picked him up. Duop in the first quarter, Justinian in the second quarter. Third quarter was all Adelaide pretty much. And in the fourth, Cleveland and Isaac White. He came in and had 7 points where he hit. He went to the basket, scored twice, and then hit a 3. But it's inconsistent. Look at the numbers across the board. What he had tonight, 12. So he's pretty much still averaging 10 points a game in the last 4 games. That's not going to get it done against the top 4 teams. If you're struggling against Teams that's not even going to make finals. What are you going to do when you see Melbourne United, when you see Perth, when you see Sydney, when you see Southeast Melbourne? Listen, man, it's going to be tough.
I'm okay with it tonight. I didn't think that was a bad performance from Tyler Harvey tonight because tough matchup. We know Sunday Dech, elite defender on the perimeter. And Harvey, as a result, he didn't blaze away. I mean, 12 points on nearly, 45% from the field, 5 of 11. And he's got the 4 assists. Everyone else got a piece of the action. And then in the fourth quarter, got on the attack, got into the paint. Couple of key buckets to help get them going. If he's having 12 and he's 5 for 17, 18, 5 for 20, and other guys aren't getting looks, that's the problem. 5 of 11 with a few dimes and a nice double-digit win, I'm okay with that.
I need more.
Well, they certainly needed some more out of Todd Withers. You called for that pre-game as well, and the immediate response was there from Todd Withers. He had 6 in the first quarter, had 11 and 5 at half-time, and we thought, here we go. He's finished with 13 and 7.
Yeah, he cooled off, but he had a couple of looks that he knocked down, and again, their inability to consistently knock down wide open looks from the three you'll never win games like that. It's already tough enough. DJ with 3 fouls in the first half. It's tough, so these guys need to consistently hit. He played well today. Dusty Hannahs, on the other hand, he's absent. He's not there. He's not. Me, if I'm a GM, I'm making a move. Well, I've seen enough.
We know that another import is coming. Ooh. Isaac Humphries, who we saw there tonight, who is going to be moved to an assistant coaching role while he rehabs his knee. And the door is open for that third import, and they have had discussions. And Jerome Randall, the former league MVP, was on radio in Adelaide this week pleading a case. He wants to come back. They've put a line through Jerome Randall, and also CJ Bruton has put a line through Scotty Hopson as well. He won't be coming, but he does need a closer, and the clock is ticking.
They wanted Hopson. They talked to him, couldn't get it over the line, and so now they need to find a guy like that. I don't think they need a point guard. Jerome Randall's, we've seen what he can do in this league. Haven't seen him for a little while, but I think they need a guy like Scotty Hopson, like a Levi Randolph, that type of guy, essentially to bring what Hannahs and Withers should be providing and aren't on a consistent basis. So can they get that done? Clock's ticking.
And certainly the ladder position is hurting as well for the Adelaide 36ers. So they're now 5 and 8 on the season. Yes, they played 13 games and only Cairns has played fewer, but they go home on Sunday to host the Sydney Kings. If that turns into 5 and 9 at the halfway stage, well, you're looking at sort of 11 of wins out of your last 14 games to make the playoffs. And as bullish as I can be and as optimistic as I can be for the Adelaide 36ers, I don't know that they can win 11 of their last 14 unless they get that closer, and he's a very good closer. As I mentioned, the Taipans got over the Bullets by 4, and tonight it was the Hawks by 16. Brisbane and Tassie tomorrow night. The Phoenix against Perth coming your way as well. So a whole lot more to look forward to as well.
Those 2 games tomorrow, big. Brisbane, they're in a hole. They are in a big hole right now. Tassie, that's going to be tough, even without Will Magnay. And Southeast Melbourne and Perth is a blockbuster.
Really enjoyed tonight. Love what you bring to the table. Liam Santa Maria, Corey Williams, best in the business. Hope you've enjoyed it at home as well. The Hungry Jacks NBL right on the halfway stage of the season. So much more to look forward to. Hope you can join us tomorrow night for a couple of big games.
Jordan, I take flight, I'm next level, I'm franchise, I'm top tier, I'm that guy, I'm the man of the year, I'm the man with no fear, I think like I'm a shark, the way I move so sharp, so hard for the team, that's how I play my part, I'm solid like the foundation.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Trade.
How are you going to kick us off?
Yeah, is that me? Sorry. G'day, George, mate. It was, geez, you talked about a roller coaster in that game, up on 19 and then drawing level. How do you look at it? Are you frustrated that you were up by so much and let it slip, or are you more happy with, you know, the guts and determination it took to get back on top and see that show and go?
B. I'm really pleased with tonight. I thought the energy and the effort was there. I thought we got contribution for a lot of people, and we're just over the halfway mark, and everyone playing now. And what's great about this competition is you're playing to survive. So up 19, you saw it last night in the cans, you're seeing it on a regular basis. It means nothing. No one's going to let this thing go. Everyone's going to fight it out. You lose a game, we lose tonight, it's like you're out of it. So, you know, I'm more on that page, and then I said after the game how, you know, during this process we've had a lot of negative. A lot of things haven't gone our way. We haven't played as well as we should have at times, and it's cost us. And you know, but from my standpoint, it's a great opportunity to evaluate everybody in the organization during this time. And again, I've learned a lot about my team, and there's been no finger pointing. There's been hard work. The guys that haven't been playing are grinding like Isaac and trying to get in there and trying to make us better every day. Our captain, AJ, who hasn't played at all over the last 6 or 7 games, gives it everything at practice, is leading from the front. So I really think, you know, is coming into this and down the back stretch, that kind of personality in the team gives us a chance. And I've been doing more evaluating of myself. I know a lot of coaches have been coming in now and being hard on the effort, on the defensive end, but really, I know this team's giving it its all. They're doing what I'm saying. So the performance right now, I'm always looking at the why on what we're doing, and the why right now is me. You know, get the scout right, do a better job with our rotations, get the right lineups on, because these guys are doing the right thing. And the situation now kind of falls in my lap. They're in, and tonight was a perfect. They came out ready to play. They socked us in the face in the third quarter. We fought back and won, and I'm excited about what's coming up.
So that takes you to 6 and 5, so you end up a little bit in front at home, but you've got 9, and I think it's 9 and 12 now on the road to finish. But just with what you spoke about, do you feel there's you know, a bit of a spring in the step, just knowing that you're, I guess, over that side of the hill, and it's downhill from here, because that seemed to help the guys last year. Obviously, we're in a bit of a hole, but you finished strong and made the finals. Do you think that is that good time to reboot?
I don't fear the road, and it's all about getting. It's not where you play; it's how you play. And you know, again, I haven't had it right. You know, I haven't had it right, and you can see it tonight. You know, Isaac's performance, it's getting it right. We've got a lot of new personnel. There's change in this. We've added an import. We got 4 Americans in our group now. There's a lot of things spinning around the team. And, you know, we've taken our hits. And again, I've spoken before. I like where we're at. I respect everybody in the competition. When you look at New Zealand being on the bottom of the ladder and they were 20 up on us in the middle of the second quarter, tonight I have respect for everybody in the competition, but I fear none. I feel like our group's going to get better and better, and going through this process where we haven't got what we wanted and there's been disappointment, there's been no quit. So there's, you know, a mindset of fearless opportunity, and do the organization, the front of the jersey, proud. And I'm excited to go on the road with this group, and excited about the future of the organization. And that leads me to the long-term signing of Sam Frawling.
And that's why he's sitting next to us, Isaac White's performance tonight. But I thought it was huge, us getting, and it's something the organization and our ownership haven't done in the past here, is get a guy like Tyler Harvey back. And now you go back to Mitch Norton and Nick Kay. They couldn't keep guys like that. For ownership to step up and bring this guy in on a long-term deal, just again, shows where this organization is going off the floor. And I'm really excited about Sam's future, and that he's going to be here. And it says a lot about the ownership in our organization that they've gone and got this done during our season. So, yeah, excited about it completely.
We will get to Sam Gordon, but can I ask you about the other bloke sitting next to you? I mean, this is a guy that's obviously 2 seasons in a row now has been starved sort of court time and had to force his way into the rotation 2 years in a row, but hasn't kicked stones, hasn't pouted, has handled it so well, and then comes in tonight and has a match-turning cameo for you. What can you say about Isaac and obviously how he's handled the season at this point in his performance tonight?
Really, really important, besides all of the other things. I mean, getting another guy in this rotation as this grind goes on and going on the road, and him getting confidence. And again, confidence comes with opportunity. He's earned that opportunity, and that he obviously does what he does. He hits shots. He did a great job on the glass tonight. But the big thing was the defensive end of the floor. This competition, the top 4, there's no hidden secret, always is high on the defensive end of the floor, and we're rock bottom right now, points for possession. So his contribution to the pickup of the ball, playing Hannah, playing those guys was exciting, because the other side is really going to give us a lift, and we need that defensive end. So to hold them in the 60s or wherever it was tonight, he was part of that. And I have real confidence now going into these next games of throwing him in there, because he will hit shots, but he's also did a great job on the other end of the floor, which was huge for us.
And just, lastly, Isaac, on that, obviously maybe a sense of deja vu. Last year was a similar story, but how have you handled just being drip fed some action this year that looks like you're going to come in now and play another key role in hopefully getting this team to the finals and deep into it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one game. Like, it's not like it's just, a completely changed situation. But I guess how I've handled it is I've just gone back to my work. I've just tried to enjoy practice as much as possible, competing on the floor, and it's as simple as just going to weights and doing my best on that in the morning and going to practice and competing there. So it starts with that for me, and then just when my name's called, just try to lose myself in the game and try not to overthink it too much.
I guess I'll take over. Sam, just wanted to ask you about signing that contract and what it means to you to be a Hawk for the next 3 seasons, and also what you saw in this club and this new ownership group that gave you the confidence to sign a long-term deal and really become a part of the core group of this ball club.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to stay. I've loved my time in Wollongong. It's funny, I was talking to someone about it the other day. If you had asked me when I first came in 3 years ago with Flynn as the coach, to me it was a stepping stone to come in, play some minutes for a low-level team, and then go on and go somewhere bigger and better. And then these guys step in my second year, and Gorge comes in, and for me this is the best now. Like, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I wouldn't want to play for anyone else. So that to me has been full credit to the ownership group and the staff that are here. They've made it a place for Aussie guys to want to come and develop, and even our American guys. Tyler's staying in for another 2 years. It's turned into such a special program, and I'm real happy to be a part of it.
Gorge, just to follow on from what Sam said, how important is it to develop this core group of players? You've spoken about it in the past. You mentioned the fact they couldn't retain Nick Kay or Mitch Norton. But is the organisation kind of looking at the Perth Wildcats and what they were managing to develop with the likes of the Damos and the Manly Knights, for the next 3-4 years moving forward, and how critical is that going to be for the club?
That's the big picture, and we you know, even with Tim Conrad here, we are the youngest team in the competition, and right now we have the advantage of having that extra guy in Justini and Jessup, but that's going to change. So you know, the main guys, the core guys, keeping them. I just think it makes a statement and it's more important than anything else. We targeted, and Sam says Tyler, and now, you know, our best Australian player really for a homegrown, really from his here, keeping him. And I go back to when I started in this competition with Sam McKinnon and Anstey and that group, keeping those guys, and it says a lot about your program. And what Sam says, that's how you recruit. You know, the ownership is strong. The development is strong, regardless of the results, or he's not going to sign back. And to get Tyler to sign back, they couldn't do that before. To get him to sign back, Sam signed back. Again, from an emotional standpoint, you know, I'm totally attached there, but it's bigger than that. And I can't believe it. I'm so excited. I didn't think something like that would happen during the season. And it's a pat on the back for everybody in the organization moving forward. And, you know, if we can pick off a couple each year, and that's the great programs. It's not winning it. You're going to win it. I lost five in a row. Then I won 3 in a row. It's being in it. Perth's in it every year. United's in it every year. That's where you want to take this thing. And every now and then you'll break through. And you do that, it's not with Americans. Americans are important and they're key, but you do it with your Australian content. And you look at the top teams over the course of time, they've got, I'm the national coach, you're looking at it and going, these guys are guys you're looking at for the national team. And it was the same in China. If you see guys and they're there and they're on your team, that's the best opportunity to win. And Sam's one of those, and we just want to continue to grow and add. And Sam's signing, I think, creates interest from other players that, hey man, the program must be pretty good.